Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to be reviewing the Regal Eagle Smokehouse. I just wanted to say thanks everybody for subscribing, liking our videos. We're at right now 184 subscribers, I believe, so we're like 16 shy of 200, which is a really cool milestone for us. But again, thanks for everybody who's liking, subscribing, ticking the bell for notifications. I want to get right into the review here, but first I want to say we're going to drop this on Wednesday, and tonight at 8 o'clock I'm going to be doing a kind of a showdown with some other YouTube channels on Mermaid Nina's YouTube channel. So the link to her channel is below, and tonight we're going to be debating who is the greatest live-action Disney villain. I have some really fun ones, so make sure you tune in. So as far as the reviews go, we have 5 categories. We have theme, perks, value, food, and would we go back? And everything's rated on a 1 to 5 scale, 1 being the least and 5 being the most. So today we're doing Regal Eagle Smokehouse, which is a celebration of all food, but mostly barbecue. We went during our most recent trip, which was during COVID. So there's some interesting things that had happened. We have some video and some shots of our food and things like that. So let's go right with theme. All right, ready? Okay. 3, yep. 2, 1. All right, so you went with a 2. Go ahead.
I gave it a 2 because it was Muppets themed, but I feel like it was too subtle. Like, I like that it was subtle, like it wasn't like in-your-face Muppets, but I feel like they could have did just a little tiny bit more.
Right. Because
it was more like pictures with theme to like barbecue stuff, and like the Muppets were in the pictures.
Right.
But I just feel like they could have had just a little bit more Muppets.
Right, and I give it a 3 because I think that it's more of a smokehouse theme than it is a Muppets theme. Like, they have the train out front that's the smoker, and everything just like breathes smokehouse, and even as much as the Muppet end of things, it's like these are the awards that the Muppets won for their for their barbecue.
And like that was fun.
Yeah.
Like reading the different things, but I just wish it was just a little bit more like obviously.
Exactly. When I think of the Muppets, I think of Muppet 3D.
Yeah.
The show, or like just Muppets, like Muppet Babies and the Muppets, like the show and the movies, Muppets Take Manhattan, stuff like that. And everything's just always so over the top. To see a Muppet thing so subdued was like, oh, come on, you can do it. But I mean, seeing as how it was Muppet, I mean, I'd say like Smokehouse themed as opposed to Muppet themed. I think it was much more Smokehouse themed than that. So I gave it a 3. I think they could have probably done a little bit more, but probably because it's Epcot and the other countries don't necessarily have much character theme other than a couple of character meet and greets here and there, even when it's not COVID. Other than that, it's pretty minimal. So maybe they were like, well, we can't really do too much.
Yeah.
So
like
when you meet Jasmine in Morocco, it's not Aladdin themed, it's Morocco themed.
Yeah.
And when you meet Mulan in China, it's not Mulan themed, it's China themed. So a lot of it is like themed more towards the country than it is the character. So that might be why. But still, Muppets should have been a little more. So let's do perks. Any additional perks? I'll go 3, 2, 1. All right, well, you went with a 3.
I went with a 3 because there is a couple different barbecue flavors, and I feel like it was a perk that you could get more than one barbecue flavor.
I went with I went with the same, that the perk was the additional barbecue flavor. One perk that I think that, I don't know if it changes from time to time, but a lot of things with COVID changed. Like while we were there, and one of the things that I think every restaurant that we went to they had, which was a perk at the time, I don't know if it's going to be like that every time, but even a table service restaurant, you're waited on. Here, I think they brought our food out, possibly, I can't remember for sure, but they did clean our table up. So because of COVID, they don't want you, like, they want you, like, walking around as little as possible or something like that. So they cleaned our stuff up for us, and they did that a lot of other restaurants, but it was kind of a perk because then we didn't have to do it. We were able to like head out, things like that. So it's like a little something that was just different with COVID, but it was nice to have them like happy that we were back and things like that. I don't know what the exact reason was, but I was like, I'll take it, whatever. So it was good. All right. Any other perks?
That's all I can really think of.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't like the fixins bar like they had at other places, which those you're even done away with, even with COVID and stuff like that. But yeah, they didn't have the fixins bar. I don't think they had refills on the drinks, but the barbecue sauce you could like they gave you a couple. Is it which two do you want or something like that? One for you, one for me. And you could go back up and ask for more. They have pump stations, but those weren't running because of COVID. So. All right, let's go with value.
Right.
All right, we'll go 3, 2, 1. All right, a 4. All right, samesies, right? And we're a little ways into this, but we don't talk about our review like ahead of time. Like we just eat the food there, and then we come back and like look at the pictures and stuff like that, and then we just do the video, and we don't really discuss it too much. So sometimes it's a surprise. So 4s. All right, so why did you go with a 4?
I went with a 4 because I got a salad.
Right.
And it was, let me look here what the price was. It was $11.49, and it came with chicken, and it was a pretty decent size.
All right, very good. I got the ribs, which again we'll go over the how the food was later, but I think there were a good amount of ribs. I got fries as my I don't know if I got my fries. I think I get like macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
I got macaroni and cheese as my side, so we went a little something different because normally like we'd go with the fries, but since they had the other thing, we went with the other thing. So we went with that, and do you want to check the price on that?
Sure.
I think everything there is a is a quick service cost, so it's not overly expensive. Like anyway, it's not a sit down restaurant, which the amount of meats and stuff that you're getting is a little bit ridiculous, like a lot for the price that you're paying. So I think it was the Memphis dry rub pork ribs was $15.99. So the price for it, which I don't think is a lot for ribs. I mean, you could normally you're paying more when you go here, like in the parks, than you would outside of the parks. But here, if you go to like an Applebee's or something like that where they have ribs, also you're gonna pay the same amount. So I was like, oh, that's about the same price for the ribs, which is kind of underpriced for the parks, if that makes sense. All right, so yeah, the value. So I thought the value was pretty good for your money. So if you're gonna eat there and you're using a table service, or I mean, your quick service, if you're on the meal plan, you're doing pretty well. But also, if you're paying out of pocket, it's for the amount of food that you're getting, you could probably split the ribs with somebody or something like that. Especially in Epcot, where you want to eat a lot of the different countries. If somebody's picky, which goes back to a story when I was little, my family had eaten at the Mexico Pavilion in the pyramid. And my sister and I did not like it. We ended up eating again at the American Pavilion. So if you're eating like little bits, if you have picky eat or something like that, it's at the American Pavilion. It's pretty standard fare, so you know that somebody would like it. Mac and cheese and ribs, or mac and cheese and brisket or something like that. So it's a safe bet. But if you're eating around the world, like eating different countries, you can split stuff there like very easily. So that's I'd say definitely a 4 for value. Food. We're on for the next one. Food. All right, gonna go 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't really too impressed.
No, and maybe it was COVID. I mean, we were in really high spirits. The parks were like minimal people, so I don't think we were like unimpressed because we were upset about anything, like per se. I just don't think the food was great.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you go first. You got the salad.
Yeah, I got the collard green salad with chicken. That came with mixed greens tossed with fresh citrus fruit, sunflower seeds, dried cranberries, and radishes, and a fresh citrus vinaigrette. And it came with chicken. It was just too much citrus. I think maybe if I had a different dressing, I would have liked it a little bit better, but I didn't really like it too much.
Yeah, and I got the ribs. And I will say right here that I have my first experience with ribs was in France, I believe. Not the French Pavilion, like actually France, on a French club trip. And I was trying to eat with a fork and knife and flung them across the restaurant. It was something out of like a cheesy movie or something, but it happened. So I like ribs and me like don't always see eye to eye, but I do like ribs. These ribs were not fall off the bone. They were pretty good, but they were not anything above a 2, I'd say. And I think the worst thing that I ended up doing is we ended up eating also at Light Pig, which we'll do a review later, but it was way better. Like it just knocked this down like ground level kind of. But the mac and cheese I thought was pretty good. I think there was like cornbread or garlic bread, which was pretty good also. But the ribs themselves, and it was like the end of the rib where there was a lot of like bristly pieces or the cartilage, as opposed to just the bone. So like I had to eat around that, and that I don't know if all the ribs are like that there, but that's like my least favorite thing, because then I'm like getting like cartilage pieces in my mouth as opposed to just like the ribs. So it was like I was like dancing around it. I'd give it to the thing that was good there. I thought the sauces were really good.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. So I think as far as what I got, I wasn't happy with. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't have been happy if I got something else. So I think that we'll try the next the next would we go back, right? So let's say would we go back, and then maybe we'll get to what we would say, I guess. I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1. You'll not go back. All right.
I wasn't too, because I did try some of yours and I didn't really.
Yeah, would you say it was kind of tough, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like.
And like I didn't like the mac and cheese was kind of mushy.
Yeah.
And even like the garlic bread, like it just.
I took the mushy as almost like a potluck that you would go to for like a baseball team, like when you play Little League. And they're like, oh, all the families are gonna get together. That's the kind of mac and cheese people bring. That's like cooked, and then they bring it and it's sat for a while, like something like that. But it was nostalgic. It kind of reminded me of that. So I don't dislike that. It's not my favorite mac and cheese, but I'll eat it, and that kind of like brings me back to those kind of days. But I want to try other stuff there. And
I like looking through the menu. Yeah. There's nothing that it's like, oh, I want to try that next time. Like,
right.
I would just skip it.
No, I would. I like smoked meats and stuff like that. I probably should not have went with the ribs right off the bat, and I did, and I have no idea why. But we did. I would go back maybe to try like the pulled pork butt or the brisket. I do like those meats also, so I'd try again just to see. Possibly, if there were other people there, maybe split some stuff, because I love going around Epcot. The other reason why I might go there is I think our favorite restaurant, possibly in Epcot, is not open right now, and I don't know if it's ever going to come back up, to be honest.
Oh.
Tangerine Cafe. I love the shawarma, and I had like when we ate there this past time too, and but right like a little ways after we had eaten there, like they had sent it and said they'd shut down. So I don't know if it's ever going to open back up. Just on a side note here. Would we go back? I think that if we go back, also it would be a lot more crowded than it was.
Yeah, we were the only ones sitting.
We were the only ones sitting there. There were a couple of only a couple. I wouldn't even say a lot of people even came in to get their food. I think there might have been like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, that's
like 2 or 3 groups, and they took it outside to eat. We ate. We were the only ones eating inside. It was really awkward because we were eating and like looking around. It was just cast members like watching us eat. Yeah. Like honestly, like I was like, ooh, this is eerie. I'd like to see it like with a bunch of people there, like having fun. I think that would also like add to that atmosphere, maybe make it a little more fun. But I'd like to try it and see if some of the other meats are better. It's also like I love how centrally located it is, right in the middle of all the countries. Like America's just like smack right there in the middle, so that's kind of nice too. But I definitely give it another go around. But I'd say if either the brisket or the pork butt was not or up to par, if it was another like 2. That might be done with it. Yeah, but I'd give it maybe just one more whirl. So you get the big pretzel from Germany and the caramel corn, and I'll get some pork butt or something. So, all right. So that was the review of Regal Eagle. Most of our reviews are pretty positive. I don't know if this one was quite as positive, but that's okay. It happens, and we want to be very honest. So.
And this was a place that we were really excited.
Yeah, we were excited to go.
Yeah.
But if you like the review, kind of agree or disagree, leave a comment in the comment section. If you like the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and tink the bell for notifications. Again, if you are watching this on Wednesday when it's released, at 8 o'clock tonight on Mermaid Nina Travels channel, make sure you stick around or come. We use you guys as voters also. So I have some really cool villains that I'm going to bring up in the debate, so make sure you come to that also. Anything to add?
No.
All right, we do have a trip that we are planning for the upcoming summer. So if you like what we're doing, we may also give some tips and tricks for our planning for what we're doing. So make sure that you are doing that and sharing the video if anybody that you know loves Disney as much as we do. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.